Welcome back, squad. It's my favorite time of the year. It's the Gabe Davis tier. Let's go. Welcome back, squad. Like I said, the Gabe Davis tier. I will jump right in and explain this. Let's go. So the Gabe Davis tier is basically the tier where you have no idea what's going to happen and it's not worth the risk, is the very short answer. Now, I could cheat and just put Gabe Davis as Mr. Irrelevant or Mr. Inconsistent for this year. I could just say Gabe Davis should be in the Gabe Davis tier. And that would work just fine. I don't like him in Jacksonville. I don't trust that offense very much. I trust Trevor Lawrence, kind of. I like Evan Ingram. Everyone else is there too. Kirk's actually okay. I don't trust Gabe Davis this year, just like I didn't trust him last year. So really, Mr. Gabe Davis tier is Gabe Davis. But because I can't just say him every year, I'm going to pick someone else. So the winner, or I guess loser, of the Gabe Davis tier for 2024, it's actually a group. It's the Green Bay Packers wide receiver room. Now I'm going to start with the positive before we jump into why I think this. Here's some of the positive. Christian Watson is coming off an injury, and he'll be a lot more improved. He is the wideout one, right? I think he has a good ceiling. As we've seen, he's also had very bad games. We'll get into the bad in a minute. Focus, Justin. I like their offense. They have a good offense. They have a good NFL offense. I don't think they have a consistent fantasy offense. I'll start with this. I'll start by reading the wide receiver depth chart for 2024. This is what we have so far. And it's still summer. This could change. For one, we have Christian Watson. Makes sense. At the second wide receiver one, we have Dontavian Wicks. At third wide receiver one, we have Samori Toure. That's fun. Fourth, we have Julian Hicks. At wide receiver two, we have Romeo Doubs. We have Bo Melton. We have Grant Dubose, who I've never heard of. We have Dimitri Stanley. At wide receiver three, we have Jaden Reed. We have Malik Heath, Alex McGough. Even at tight end, we have Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft, Ben Sims, Tyler Davis. Now, will there be some cuts before the season? God, I hope so. I'm sure. I'm positive there will be. That will help. The hard part is picking who's going to do good in any given week. If there's a gun to my head and I have to pick a wide receiver in this offense, if I have to pick one of them, gun to my skull, I'm picking none of them. No. If I have to pick one, I think I'm picking Christian Watson. But I mean, it's like, would you rather get shot in the head or stabbed in the throat? Like, neither is great. The reason I would take Watson is because he's had finishes above 20 and 25 points last season. The reason I don't trust Christian Watson is also the opposite end of the spectrum, right? He had 4 games below 7 fantasy points last season. He missed 8 games last season. He was very injured. So I think the bar already is kind of low for him. But there's so much in this offense going on. I don't trust he's going to be consistently amazing. I like him. I like him as an individual. If he was on the Chargers, I would love the man. He would be wonderful. Christian Watson averaged 5.9 targets a game last season. And again, not amazing. Not amazing. But here's the ridiculous part. Jaden Reed averaged 5.9 targets per game last season. Romeo Doubs averaged 5.6 targets a game last season. These three are so right there with each other. It's so hard to distinguish one from the other. Jaden Reed is the 5'11 dude out of Michigan State. And again, I like his speed. I like him in that offense for the NFL, for the team to win games. I don't trust him for fantasy. What people are going to see is that he averaged 20 fantasy points a game from week 14 on last season. And that was very good. He was 4th in the NFL at that point. What they're not going to see is Christian Watson was out those weeks. If there's an injury to this wide receiver offense, yes, absolutely, we would elevate someone else. If Watson gets hurt, Reed shoots up the ladder. If Reed gets hurt, Watson would shoot up. But as of now, I don't trust any of them. One more reason I still don't trust Jaden Reed, he averaged a 56% snap share last season. I don't trust he's going to be on the field. I don't think he's going to be on the field 80, 90% of the game. Maybe 70. I think it'll go up. I don't think it's going to be a night and day difference. And you can't score points when you're on the bench. Will he do better than last season? Yeah, I think so. But do I know when it's going to be? No. I don't trust Jaden Reed when the offense comes back to a whole. I think he's more consistent than Christian Watson. But again, it's like, do you want to get shot in the mouth or stabbed in the throat? Neither, right? Like, I guess shot in the mouth. Jaden Reed in the playoffs is a very good indicator of what I potentially envision the teams will look like. Obviously, they're going to play easier teams, but let's just use it as a barometer for now. Against the Cowboys, he had 0 catches. That's not going to happen. I don't think that's sustainable. He'll go up, obviously, but 0 catches is the floor. It's 0. It's none. Against the 49ers, he had 4 catches for 35 yards. That's what I envision it will maybe go for. One of these guys will get a touchdown. I don't know which one. One of them is going to run for 30 yards. Maybe Jaden Reed. Maybe it's Josh Jacobs. They get to the goal line, they're just going to pump it with Josh Jacobs. Aaron Jones wasn't necessarily the goal line back, and A.J. Dillon's still there. Not a lot of touchdowns to go around. But this is interesting. If you look at those 2 playoff games, the leading wide receiver in both those games is Romeo Doubs. Against the Cowboys, he went 6 for 151 and a touchdown. Against the 49ers, he tied Jaden Reed for the lead in targets with 4 and catches with 4. But he had 83 yards. Christian Watson against the 49ers went 1 for 11. Against Dallas, and he was coming back from injury. Against Dallas, he went 1 for 9. 1 catch, 9 yards. So again, like, I don't want to pay for any of them, and not that any of them are super expensive. Doubs started the year hot, but he never had a fantasy finish above 19 points. He's not the ceiling play that Watson or Reed could be. He might be the floor if he gets the red zone targets. If he doesn't, though, he's kind of toast in the water, whatever that means. But Romeo Doubs had 17 red zone targets, right? Like, I don't know where this offense is going. They're going to win games. They're going to be successful. I don't know who's going to get the ball. Anyway, so there you have it. Hot take. I am avoiding the Green Bay Packers wide receiver room. They are my Gabe Davis tier list, all 3 of them. If you want to take a tight end, shoot your shot, be my guest. I don't know after Musgrave's injury what's going to happen there, but Josh Jacobs is good. I like him. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of the Gabe Davis tier list. Who is a player that you don't trust this year? Stay tuned. More coming. Peace out.